Welcome back to modifying an F-86 Sabre. Well, guys, look what I've got done today. I had quite a busy day. I was working on cars, and then I came down here and did some work down here too. I got these wing panels on, the lower wing panels on. I got all the wiring run through. Ah, man, I tell you, that took all my straight extensions. I got plenty of wire harnesses left. But I took all my put 10 extensions in here. Eight my 18-inch extensions and a couple of short ones. But it took all my extensions. So I guess come income tax time, I order up a big pile of extensions again. But as you can see here, all that carbon fibers in there in the landing gear area. Made that bucket out of carbon fiber. That thing is strong. And here's the plug for the landing gear. And here's the plug for the servo, or for the flaps. Got a piece of plywood down there where I'm going to mount the servo to using double-sided tape. And this side here as well for the ailerons. Now I got a cavern about right here. All I do is hook my servo to it, push all this wire back into that cavern, and that's what contains it all. That way, if I ever have to change my servos out, this is the lead that's running all the way through the wing. And I just push that back into the wing, into that cavern, out of the way to conceal it. That way, if ever I have to change out a servo, I can do the same thing here. If I ever have to change out a servo, it's not a problem at all. And here's the lead going to the landing gears. And like I said, same thing with that. Push that back in there and out of the way. Whew, this wing was quite a job, but it's all sealed up. And it's just about ready. So I'm going to put this aside. Oh, and I also got my control horns hooked up. The control horns that were originally used for the elevator, I'm going to use those for the flaps. You can see them right there. And here's the control horn for the ailerons. So I use those for the flaps. Make do with what you have. So, but it's coming along nicely. Boy, this thing's picking up some weight too as I go. And there's all my wire harnesses. I'm gonna tuck them back up in there and so I keep them out of the way. But she's coming along nicely. As you get a good look at her, she's coming along nicely. I've done some experimenting here with this Minwax, and it's some pretty good stuff. And I gotta thank you, Tim, for that. That's a good idea, and it's working out nicely. Now I got three kinds of foam here. I don't know what kind of foam what this is. It's got pores in it, and it pretty much sucked up the wax, and but it just sucked it right up. So I just pretty much use this just for make filler and so forth. But I just want to see what the wax did on it. This one here is that a cheaper packaging. This one's real brittle stuff. That's that real brittle foam, and it left a nice coating on here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it left a nice little coating right there, and it's not bad. It's a high gloss, but you can see that it's there. And if you tap on it, you can actually hear a slight difference in the tone compared to the dry side, the side that wasn't treated. So it's working out. So what I did, I grabbed one of my fuel tanks, my auxiliary fuel tanks, and said, let's see what it does on there. So I covered the nose half of that tank, and it's still a little tacky, but it's drying pretty good, and it looks like it has leaving, like I said, a protective coat. So this stuff, this isn't bad stuff. It's not bad. So I'm just prepping the bird so that we can get the whole thing done. The fuselage is already sanded, and now we're just waiting on the wings. And next weekend, hopefully I can have this thing outside priming it and painting it if we get another nice weekend. But I'm going to spend tomorrow waxing her up, getting her all ready. Tomorrow and next week I'll do that because we're running out of these nice days. Someone was asking me about the time span on which I plan to have this ready. Well, I got a late start on it this year, so because of that, well, we're looking at next spring. I'm gonna get it out. I'm gonna have it done by next spring. Well, the good part about that is we're not rushing. You rush, that's when you miss things and you mess up. Situations like what happened with that tail breaking, or the shaft on that tail acting up. You know, if you take your time, you have time to correct things like that. I wish I could get it up now because this thing is real pretty. Uh, but like I said, due to circumstances, I got a late start on it. But it's coming along nicely. And like I said, it's going to keep me busy during the winter. I'm intentionally leaving all the electronics out right now. About the only thing I have mounted in here is the nose gear and the nose gear steering servo. As soon as we finish painting everything, then I'm going to wire up the electronics. But so far, this has come along nicely. And I was doing some more looking at these landing gears, and they're not half bad. So they're just large, but from what I heard, they're pretty good and durable. So we're gonna see how far we can get, how much more we can get done on this. I was hoping to do a little flying today, but like I said, I was busy. But I do hope to do some tomorrow. So hey, you guys don't forget to turn your clocks back tonight.